Yes, right here for you. This your man right here, Kurt Nice. Shadesradio.com, hiphoplives.net. You know how we get down, original hip-hop style music, talking culture. And check us out on the Facebook pages, Gospel of Hip Hop group, Shades Radio group, Hip Hop Lives group, the Nine Elements Magazine group, all different things right there for you. Hip hop style. And you know what? I didn't even really want to come at this and approach this, but it's just like a natural reaction, man. It's just a natural reaction to just treat this shit like a show. But it's really not. It's really not. It's just more like a audio journal. It's more just like me basically talking to myself. You know, just keeping a record of some of the thoughts about hip hop, you know, that I have. Because who knows? I mean, it's out there in the ether, in the electronic matrix, out there for anybody to just listen to if they wanted to. But like we said before, so many of those intrinsic thoughts that are close to your heart, so many of those thoughts just go unheard every day. Right? They don't get the amount of publicity or attention that some of the more surface level things happen. You know, we're not going to get into that. Anyway, this is just freestyling, man. This is just freestyle because really what I wanted to, what I was thinking about was this idea that hip hop has so many different businesses that it doesn't utilize to the fullest extent. And in trying to understand why it's like that, I just started thinking, you know, when we look at hip hop, there's so many different elements that could be explored for their benefits, but all we really look at is rapping and MCing. To a little bit, to a small extent, we look at DJing, right? But most of the realm of DJing is relegated to people just being mixtape DJs, putting out people's music. They're not really doing any skill set performances or anything like that, like you see in a regular DJ competition. The DJ skills that you would see in a DJ competition that came with the beginning of scratching, and shout outs to Grand Wizard Theodore, inventor of the scratch. You know, you can look on Shades Radio YouTube page and you'll see an interview with him talking about how he invented the scratch. You know, so shout outs to Grand Wizard Theodore. But you don't see any of the skills represented that you would normally have in DJing since the beginning. Like, to me, a record is always better when it has scratching on it. When you got scratching on a record, that's hip hop. Like, if there's no scratching on it, it's a little suspect that it might really actually just be a pop record, even though it just sounds like a hip hop beat to it or some EDM shit. You know what I'm saying? It's either pop or some halfway EDM shit. You know, which again, electronic dance music is like the younger nephew of hip hop anyway. So we're not going to get into that, but you don't get into and those DJs do get a lot of the respect that a real DJ should get. I mean, they're getting $100,000 a show to do a rave party. You know, you got EDM DJs that are making the most money out of any DJs in the world, really, right now. Because if you look at the Forbes top 10 or top 20 list of DJs, it's all going to be all EDM DJs. No hip-hop DJs are in that list. All right? So whoever, DJ Khaled or whoever you talking about or whatever, I don't know. Their money is different. They don't make money like EDM DJs. All right? But just the whole idea of competitions itself. The DMC has, you know, the World Championship DJ competitions every year, but it's not really promoted to the mass hip-hop audience. That's a segment of the hip-hop audience. And I would wager to say that the most Well, most hip hoppers don't watch battles of any kind, whether it's DJ battles, MC battles, let alone b-boying and beatboxing and graffiti battles, which do exist. Shout outs to Estria Street Graffiti Battle, which is a thorough competition. That's something that could be very popular if it was promoted more, or if it was sanctioned by the so-called inner circle of promoters, the allhiphop.coms, the Vlad TVs, I'm not gonna go too far with it, but whatever, Hip Hop DX or whoever. If those type of sites were to give love to more of the elements, then those lines of hip hop retail business will be able to be explored on a much bigger level. There's so many different hip hop businesses that are out there that people could be utilizing to the economic benefit. Like people, we're in an economic downturn. Hip hop don't care about an economic downturn. In reality, hip hop started during an oppression and a depression. At least for the inner city so-called black people that were the main force behind starting hip hop. They were already in an economic depression that was not unlike today. In fact, it was probably worse than today. Today, people have a lot more shit than what they really say and really fully understand. People will be on this downtrodden playing the victim, poverty pimping type shit where they be like, oh, I'm so poor and so fucked up, so I gotta sell drugs and whoop-de-wop, and so I gotta buy True Religion jeans and the next Jordans that come out so I can feel better about myself. Like, think about that. Like if you was really in an impoverished area, just like Immortal Technique said, there wouldn't be no bodega right there on the corner, no dollar store 4 or 5 blocks away, no local little chicken shack where you can get for like $3. You know what I mean? Saying you can get like a breast and some fries. You know what I mean? $4.99 you can get a 2-piece, some fries and a drink. I'm saying, like, if you're in the middle of nowhere, if you're in the desert, or if you're in the middle of rural ass America somewhere, there ain't no chicken spot right there. Niggas living on farms and shit. Ain't no bodega, no dollar stores right there. You gotta drive miles for that shit. So I mean, really, the urban environment was never. See, that was one of the hip hop lies. That was one of the lies hip hop told us, was that hip hop was really impoverished. It's impoverished in comparison to the rest of America. But that comparison is kind of crazy if you think about it. You're comparing your wealth with the wealth of people that generations ago made their money from owning slaves, and people that stole their way to the tops of the financial markets. People, just a few years ago, you would have been comparing your money to people like Bernie Madoff. But all the $65 billion that he stole wasn't his. It might have looked good, but these are the people you're trying to compare yourself with. So yeah, in comparison to having $65 billion worth of stolen money, yeah, you ain't got shit. All right, you ain't got shit. But why are you comparing your money to that? I mean, people will say that the normal knee-jerk reaction is to say that, well, you want to compare yourselves to the best. You want to compete with the best. But is that the best? Is that the best? Are you really competing with the best? When you're comparing yourselves with, or comparing the money that you try to make honestly, or from your art, or from your skill, if you're comparing that with cats that are robbing people, but just look, just back to the competition, right? One of the reasons why people don't, and like I said, I'm just freestyle, but why people don't watch battles as much is because a lot of them, one reason is the promotion, right? And things are not sanctioned and given the cosign by the certain inner circle of hood niggas that give the cosign to all the trap music and negative bullshit that you see popular. All right. So even the cats that are in those circles but are not necessarily like that. Like, for instance, like Sway. Sway is not like a cat like that, but you see him in the mainstream, but you don't never really hear him talking about graffiti battles or b-boy competitions or, you know, beatbox competitions. World, international beatbox competitions go down every year. Huge, big fucking events. And you ain't got to understand Swedish or German or whatever to understand that a beatbox competition is niggas beatboxing. You know what I'm saying? You might not be familiar with all the local songs that they might try to utilize in their flow, but at the same time, you could tell if a nigga's beatboxing good or not. You know what I'm saying? And it's still interesting to watch. And it's an element of hip hop that could generate income for people that are associated with it. Just like, you know, when you have the NFL or X Games or you know, curling for that matter. I mean, what the hell is that shit? People watch that shit somewhere in this world. This shit is in the Olympics. So somewhere around this world, motherfuckers right now is like planning the next curling competition. And there's going to be people that come and they're going to watch it and they're going to pay money and they're going to be buying drinks and food. And people going to, you know, wear the shirts, the numbers with their favorite players. Who knows? Whole businesses associated with that shit somewhere in the world. All right? And hip-hop is a worldwide recognized format for entertainment and pleasure on that level. Right? We're not talking about the educational shit right now. I'm just talking about some businesses that are unexplored. Yes, for instance, the rap battles are big. You know, people watch those. People are making a little bit of money. People are money is exchanging hands. But even that, see, that suffers from a different problem. That is sanctioned by the inner circle hip hop promotional community. Right? The rap battles are such because it's glorifying part of that negative shit that people like to see, which is just people just talking shit to each other, right in each other's face, talking shit. That's really why people love those kind of rap battles, because the problem that suffers is not promotion, it's regulation. Right? Every competition is regulated. Every for real competition. You got 300-pound dudes smacking up against each other with you know, helmets and all sorts of gear on, you know, playing football 12 at a time. You know what I'm saying? And that's regulated. Yeah, there's a little bit of, you know, dirty shit that might go on real close, deep down up in the field. Motherfuckers might be getting elbowed in certain places, and you niggas is talking shit to each other in their ear, and, you know, laying on a nigga a little bit longer after they get up. Yeah, there's little shit like that, but ain't nobody bringing no knives and shit in there. There's nobody, you know, that's a physical confrontation between people right there. I mean, look at MMA, and I've brought this point up before. Even in MMA, where people are trying to go hard, trying to knock the other man out. They're trying to knock him out, trying to knock his head off, trying to break his arm. But they still don't hit him in the balls, they don't hit him in the throat. All right? You're not gouging niggas' eyes out. You're not biting niggas' ears off. Right? Because that's against the rules. And if you can be regulated in that, how come there's not more regulation in just niggas spitting rhymes at each other? How come you're allowed to get right in the face of the other nigga? Why is that part of the competition? Why are all those antics part of the competition? There's no separation. Yo, why is it that these cats are facing each other rhyming? That's what y'all want to see. Y'all like to see the negative shit. But that's part of the reason why that shit is whack. I mean, if you, and it's, I'm not going to say it's whack like that, but I mean, because I know a lot of people love it, and it is a part of hip hop and stuff, but I mean, it's just kind of a little bit whack to me in the sense of, like, even the King of the Dot. Now, I just recently seen their commercial, just been airing for the past couple of days. And like one of the first battles that they put on there, like to promote their thing, was they put the cannabis battle on there. Now that was a low point in hip hop. And that was one of the lowest points in hip hop battle rap. But that was the first thing that they used to promote their rap league. That's kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? Those kind